myself, I'm not just gonna stand here and wait. I wanna just decide what is to be my fate. Alone all by myself, I'm not just gonna stay here and wait.
Good morning, everybody. I assure you we are live, I think. Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Oh, we're live. Oh. And people are talking pizza in the side chat, which is weird because I just had pizza myself.
It's a pizza party.
Pizza. Okay. Hello, everybody, and good morning to Facebook Karen. I am
Hello,
not.
Facebook
Am I
Karen.
very quiet? Oops.
I can hear me.
Yeah, well, apparently I'm very quiet, so let's go to my audio.
Your mom is very quiet.
Maybe. No, she's not. She's screaming at people right now. Let's see. Am I any better now, Sumi?
Yes, you don't have to yell for the Facebook Karens.
Yes, am I any better now? And yes, you can reheat leftover pizza. That's fine.
Yeah. Sometimes leftover pizza is better because, like, the flavors got to sit, you know?
Right. Well, whatever StreamYard was doing is apparently fixed because we had reduced me to 30% the other day because I was way too loud, and now I'm back to 100%. So, there we go.
Okay. There we go.
Reheated pizza is illegal in 11 states. Aye. Why don't we get into the first story today, and then we'll have story time.
Okay.
Let's go to GoFundMe, DeCastro Upstaged by own campaign. As we predicted yesterday, Jose Chille DeCastro's Justice for All Legal Battle for Accountability Fund fell to under $100 in new donations on Thursday and was surpassed by one of his other campaigns, which received a random donation of $100. DeCastro's Legal Aid Fund Donation Fund Help People Fund drew said $100 with a single random donation on Thursday to beat out DeCastro's newest fund, leaving the Justice for All Fund at a total of $4,508 out of the $100,000 goal it was seeking and a 5% completion rate. The only other campaign to receive funding on Thursday was our own Ongoing Expenses Fund, which saw the glorious return of the $10 hate donation to continue this column. We know we're doing something right when the hate donation comes in, despite our cutting back on our public presence for the weekend as we learn new tricks. Old mad dogs, new tricks, all that. We did lose a day of the supposed learning process as all sorts of stories broke after we got the news out later than expected, putting the final print column out by 11 a.m. Eastern and the delivery of the paper a little past noon Eastern. Then all hell broke loose in the afternoon as the news that implied threats by Aiden Turtleboy Kearney caused one former juror in the Karen Reed murder trial to request Judge Beverly Cannoni near permanently seal the names of the jurors in the case broke in, and boy did it ever break Turtleboy. Mass posts on Twitter following Wednesday's illogical posting of snippets of his arrest video where he tried to show he was macho in the face of going to jail led to Turtleboy and his associates claiming that the juror was duped into thinking he'd come after her or him or whomever. It didn't help that he identified the profession of one of the alternate jurors on Thursday, what she was wearing, and that she was pregnant the entire time she was serving as a potential juror in the case. Ill-timed isn't even the proper description for it, Stupidity and ego is our take, but that's well off the financial path. Our summation of the financial take from these GoFundMe campaigns is that DeCastro will still receive random big money donations here and there, but he'll never get to the $100,000 goal he says he has to get to pay for the lawyer he needs so he can win the seven-figure settlement from the state of Nevada and throw a $100,000 party in his own honor in Las Vegas. Have you seen the parties in Vegas? $100,000 gets you 5 rooms at the Days Inn, maybe 3 hours of a taco truck, and 20 sleeping bags for the honored guests he'll invite to have a sleepover in the 120-degree heat in somebody's backyard. Probably, no, definitely without permission. Everyone else has abandoned their goals. No one is busting their asses. It's not just the heat, it's becoming unexplainable. They're making YouTube money, payday's on the 20th, and that's just a day away, and they're content not to ask for handouts. Or if they're LIA, they're raking in all the money left and right from YouTube and his investment into Attorney Shield and Cameo. Note to myself, make a Cameo account, assert that it'll be a cat on camera as I speak, then put the raccoon army to work. It'll be a big hit, really. Since we're not monetized, if you'd like to join our daily hate watcher in making us dance for tips while forcing us to write this column each day, we do have a GoFundMe and other cash applications. All proceeds go to keeping the lights on, eating, and writing new stories to feature here or on reallycoolsite.org.
Yeah, nobody rat me out to Rose. Yeah, I'm all tingly from the pineapple Pepsi.
Oh, so speaking abilities are decreasing as we speak?
Just a little, but it's not that bad. Not that bad.
Okay.
Breathing, on the other
at
hand,
the ready.
yeah, I'll have to take a Benadryl in a second, but yeah, Little Caesars had this pineapple Pepsi, and I had a coupon, and it was essentially free, and yeah. Bad things,
Jim?
folks. Bad things. Yes.
You can't experiment even when it's free.
You
don't have that
that's the whole
luxury.
thing. It's pineapple flavored, and pineapple's never given me a problem before, but pineapple flavoring is making me do things. And yeah, don't tell Rose. If somebody tells Rose, then Gia can never be banned. So Gia can never be banned.
Well, she's grumpy today. She does not like the intro music. She would really like that to be changed. And she's really not
because that's
into reheating pizza. She's adamantly against it.
Well, the intro music is my favorite music, and then Gia, you forever are our number one fan. You've taken over from Tom. So, ha! And Becca, I haven't actually had Pepsi in years, so this is the first time. Yeah, in a long, long time. Anywho, so we made progress this afternoon on our goal to do Unreal Engine 5.4, I think it is. The only problem is that older projects from my old software are just kind of not coming through because they're so old that the licensing isn't there. And as I've shown Verbo,
oh yeah,
it doesn't like clothing. It doesn't like most of the clothing.
Like, they come over naked. Sometimes they have underwear on. Like it's quite obscene, actually. Absolutely. Yeah,
because I tried to render Chille the other day, and it came over, and Chille was stark naked, and I'm just like, what the hell?
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, so I think Pants got to see Chille from waist up, but that was about it. Yeah. I will figure that out because it comes up with an error for these things, and you have to figure out which ones have been properly licensed and which ones haven't. It's a better engine, and it's going to be great once we get into actually producing things. And I'm thinking, I already shared this with Verbo, instead of on these vertical format instead of just doing static pictures, I can probably do some animation where you can see Fat Chille dancing. Fat Chille dancing.
Yes, please.
Fat Chille. Or Regan Benson acting like a gorilla. You can see it. You can see it. Speaking of disturbing, let's see if this next one, the captures of the next one are Turtle Boy in jail, which I am totally redoing with this software. Animation, baby. Animation.
The jury names to remain sealed. Aiden Turtleboy Kearney was mentioned directly in a John Doe filing by a member of the Karen Reed jury, who sought and was granted an order by Judge Beverly Cannoni to have the names of the jury members remain sealed. The juror petitioned,
your stalker's back. He likes to eat cold pizza while naked.
You're not supposed to put your sausage on the pizza. It's sausage from the pizza.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord. Anyway, look at Aiden. Look how wonderful Aiden looks in the old renderer. Now imagine how he's going to look in the new one.
of tweeting out more details about members of the jury, including that an alternate juror was pregnant during the entire trial, her profession, and her identifying clothing. Kearney had previously tweeted details of what he claimed to be the jury foreman, along with the profession of that juror. The blogger obtained said information from being allowed to cover the trial as a journalist, despite having active charges of felony witness intimidation against him, which were not disclosed to the jury. The motion from the juror included an affidavit that he or she was in fear of retaliation for not clearing Karen Reed of any of the 3 charges she faced, as the jury could not come to a unanimous decision on any of the charges. This was also a blow to the defense, as lead defense attorney Alan Jackson is now claiming that they've indirectly heard from 6 jurors that say there were unanimous decisions in clearing Reed of leaving the crime scene after knowingly hitting victim John O'Keefe with her car and second-degree murder of O'Keefe. No jurors have filed affidavits to back Jackson's claims. Judge Cannone issued a 2-page ruling on Thursday indicating that there was a clear and credible threat to jurors of having their identity.
Okay, just stopping for a second. Look at Aiden in this shot.
I know. It's really funny. Like,
now just
really,
imagine
really
him
funny.
scratching himself or picking his nose or whatever I can make him do.
I think he should also be doing hula stuff. I think it'd be exceptionally funny with the particular underwear that you've put on him.
Oh, I hope these come over. I hope I have a license for these. Otherwise, I'll be begging for some donations to actually get this underwear on Aiden for future projects.
Yeah.
He's exposed, and that she would seal the information about the jury until further notice. Her ruling indicated that jurors could come forward and identify themselves if they wished to. However, due to credible threats, the court would not assist in identifying the rest of the jury. The ruling also saw a huge backlash online from Kearney and his supporters, including Larry the DUI guy foreman, who attacked the juror for being brainwashed by the prosecution into making the charges against Kearney. Kearney did admit to making the statement to his followers that anyone who did not find Reed innocent of the charges she faced was an idiot, but denied making even implied threats towards anyone. He claimed that only members of the McCabe and Albert families have made threats, and backed it by airing a video of an Albert family member screaming at him during a heated confrontation outside of D&E Pizza. Kearney is facing felony witness intimidation charges from his alleged actions when he served as Karen Reed's unofficial director of propaganda last year. His pretrial hearing involving those charges is set for August. Hanging over Cannone's decision comes Monday's hearing in the Reed case, as both sides are set to meet to determine a path forward in the announced retrial of Reed. The jury in the previous trial determined it could not move forward, and a mistrial had been announced earlier this month. Reed's lawyers are pushing for an investigation of the jury's findings following their claims of the 12-0 exoneration of Reed of the 2 charges. They are moving to have Judge Cannoni declare Reed innocent of those charges based on their supposed findings, claiming double jeopardy laws would prevent Reed from being retried. The next hearing in the case is set for Monday, July 22nd, 2024.
So yeah, we've got that coming up on Monday. And yes, we'll be providing live coverage as soon as I figure out what time that hearing starts. So
I mean, you can't fault the defense for providing a zealous advocacy, right? But the reaches in some of these motions that they've done since the mistrial have been like mind-blowing. Like I don't know how they're coming to these decisions. I'm not a legal professional. I just like to court watch a lot, but none of this makes any sense to me. I don't get it. I don't get where they think they can come off with some of these decisions. So
it's just, yeah. That's all I can say. It's just, yeah. I don't think, well, with the way Cannoni has been ruling, I'm assuming that the 2 charges will go out the window. I'm just assuming it.
okay.
The way she just falls apart for Alan Jackson, I don't know. She doesn't like Yannetti, but Jackson she seems to just melt for. So who the hell knows?
He has a charisma. It's not a charisma that I particularly like, but he does have a certain, charisma about him. And if she responds to it, she responds to it.
Yeah, and if you can hear that, that's Helen showing her disapproval that I'm not throwing puffy Cheetos at her right at this second.
Oh my God.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, she just climbed up on the desk and is now looking at me and trying to climb on the keyboard, even though she is blocking me from getting to the bag of puffy Cheetos.
Well, your convenience is not her concern, okay?
Where are you? No, Helen, no. You're not going to knock over the... And
just throw her a
you guys...
Cheeto. Just throw her a
Well,
Cheeto.
I can't get to them because she's blocking it. So
pick the cat up. Just pick the cat up.
Let's go to this. Well,
what the hell is wrong with Chille DeCastro? Electability. That's the word Jose Chille DeCastro has described as the trait he wants to project in his post-jail persona as he approaches the masses. It's also the same trait that's literally killing his channel. DeCastro saw 261 live viewers at the peak of his live stream on Thursday, again down from previous days, and showing a continued decline in interest in his content, as he's had 8,206 views, slightly up, we'll admit, in the bot-infested hours post-show, and 688 likes and a whole 57 comments. In comparison, Sean Paul, Long Island Audits Riaz's last live stream is sitting at 220,000 live views, 2,319 comments, and 16,000 likes in the 2 days since going live. We do realize it's not fair to compare it as it's had 36 more hours of lead time, but even using a third of LIA's metrics, his 30-minute broadcast blows DeCastro out of the water. The difference? LIA's folks seem to be real. There's real patterns of viewership and a big enough sample of commenters to show that he has a massive community to support his product, where Chille has Chevy, Gloria, Cope Dog, and yeah, LA has close to 300,000 more subscribers than DeCastro, but this was the man that DeCastro had declared dead in the water earlier in the year, in the pre-jailing times, when he was riding high on donations and could do no wrong. So what's changed? DeCastro's attitude, for one. DeCastro is no longer the fire and vinegar, piss and brimstone asshole he used to be. At his best, people would hate watch and gather on channels or in voice chats to restream so DeCastro couldn't get credit for more than a single view. Since coming back and taking a stance where he wants to be elected to the governorship or legislature or fire marshal or hall monitor or a bikini inspector at Hooters, DeCastro has been so toned down that there's no reason to watch, hate watch, or even talk about his activities. Quietly, he's feeling to the point where even his appearances on other channels, Michael Eline, for example, can't even pop the numbers past where they've gotten in the past without him. There's nothing controversial about him, and yet, yeah, sure, he's right back into trifold sales and watching anti-police videos and giving away his products for 5 cents each for the next 5 minutes. Get your order in now, folks, but he's just bland, black, bummer, bitch boy, bozo, blah. Old Chille was at least tolerable from a reporting element because you could go 25 minutes into a broadcast and get a story. There was always something there that you could fill a page with and hit your deadline. He'd let the stupid out on a regular basis, and that was enough to carry his channel into promotion. Thursday night's infomercial came off as a lobotomized version of his previous persona. It was like he was scared to let his freak out, and in turn failed to provide anything that would captivate more than 261 live viewers at one time. He went back to one of his major selling points in the past, the random after-hours call to a random person from a news story. Instead of being a prick in this version, he was more laid back, telling the lawyer he called, don't ask, that his viewers absolutely loved her, and he wanted to cordially invite her to appear on his show and talk about civil rights in a dignified manner. In the old days, it would be a setup to pounce on the woman and attempt to get into her pants in a creepy, chilly way. Under the new persona, he'd be treated to the woman staring blankly at him as he goes off into another tepid speech about the police officers being bad and how his trifold will correct all of the sins in the world. This is not the Chille DeCastro anyone wanted. This is zero sugar, zero substance Chille, half the man of the previous Chille with none of the fun. And it's killing his channel. Yay? There we go.
The AI is doing a fantastic job with the with the translation project or whatever, because LAA was listed as LEO, which is just deliciously funny.
Oh, and yeah, it tries to turn it into LIA lowercase as in Leah. So, yeah, it's fun times for all. Yeah, Chille's just gone off the deep end. It's just stupid. He's trying, but he's lobotomized himself. And he's not even outraged. He's just going through the motions. And it's only, day 4 back? Or day 5, let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So, day 5 back? His funds have dried up on the GoFundMe. He made $170 yesterday, which is down from $3,000 something on Sunday. He's never going to reach 100,000 to throw his stupid party. He's just Chille.
Right. Well, he had some vim and vigor before he went to jail, and he's unlike all of his actions. I think him being incarcerated for a while has shown that he is a human. He has breaking points. It took some of the vim and vigor out of him. He does not have as much moxie as he did when he went in.
He was bragging that he got through it, because I fast forward to the end. I didn't cuss. I didn't swear. They're bad, but I don't know. And you're like, what the hell, dude? Why did you just spend the last 2.5 hours ranting, or not even ranting, just being bland? He even said that his opening, he's got an 8-minute opening, for those who complain about our 3-minute opening. His is 8 minutes. He said, he went and said he had to redo it because it was too mean to police officers.
Well, he had to behave himself. He was in a controlled situation where he had to watch his P's and Q's and behave himself. because of those around him and because of the guards and management structure and all that kind of stuff. And he's said a few times that he feels institutionalized and he's still operating by those rules. So maybe he has been.
And the opening, I think we were making fun of it the other day, and he watches anything about him, and since we're the only one really covering him, no one else has picked up that he's come back. And now that the other place is gone, he's not being rebroadcast for people to hate watch. So he apparently heard when I said it's stupid because half of that opening is him holding a phone in one hand and a phone case in the other and pretending that the obviously empty phone case is a phone. And you're like, dude, there's no phone in your hand. It's just a phone case. Why are you... You should at least switch hands.
It's like the TikToks or YouTube shorts where like people are like parodying like a social situation and doing like a, I don't know, like a little monologue thing, and they pretend to answer the phone and they're holding like a spatula. Sometimes it's an empty phone case.
Yeah, it's an empty phone case because it's Chille. And why? I mean, he was proud of this thing. And I don't know. Let's go on to Hendry, because Hendry is just as stupid.
Hit with possible contempt charges. YouTuber Craig Hendry announced on Thursday night that he's facing a contempt hearing for airing a secretly made and illegal recording of his most recent court appearance in Greene County, Indiana, on his YouTube channel. Earlier in the month, the YouTuber aired footage of his most recent court hearing in his case where he's facing charges of resisting law enforcement / obstructing and unlawful encroachment on an investigation out of Greene County, Indiana. The audio recording, due to the proximity of Hendry's voice compared to everyone else in the courtroom, was obviously either recorded by Hendry himself or someone associated with Hendry sitting near him and recording in secret, in violation of Indiana's rules about recording in the courtroom. Observers noted at the time that Hendry aired the footage that it was suspicious, as Hendry filed no media request to record, and Hendry just suddenly had footage of the hearing to air on his channel in support of his efforts at the hearing to have the charges dismissed against him. Thursday night, Hendry went live with the news that he received a notice from corrupt Brent W. Seymour, deputy prosecuting attorney for Greene County, who was requesting a showcase hearing from the judge in the case to determine if contempt of court charges should be filed against Hendry for either recording the audio himself or participating in the production of the tape. Hendry's story is that an anonymous source, not the person who accompanied him to the building and served as his cameraman, provided Hendry with the recording of the proceeding to be aired on Hendry's channel. The YouTuber claimed that he had no reason not to air the video, as the recording itself was news, and even though it was self-reporting news, and the authorities should have been alerted to its existence before he aired it, as a news person covering the story about himself, it was somehow covered under the rules of journalism. Hendry used it as the subject of his hour and 15-minute long live stream on Thursday, where he attempted to rally his supporters into taking action for his cause. No ruling has been made by the court as of press time.
Okay, so this one is just stupid. Some guy just handed me this tape. Some guy.
For some case that nobody cares about.
Yeah, he literally he brings his cameraman everywhere with him. And the cameraman's never on camera. But there's always someone running the camera because it's 5 feet from him and moving around. So,
right.
Anonymous just gave me this and I aired it because it's journalism.
He doesn't have like a 360 camera like cantilevered off the top of his head like an anglerfish. That's not what's happening.
Well, with the new haircut, he's starting to look like the guy from The Fifth Element, where it's the unicorn fro that's just it's standing straight up or at an angle at the front. So if he dyed it blonde, he would be it would be the blonde donut. So God. And just a warning, folks, tomorrow night we're going to have Regan Benson. So, you've been warned. You've been warned. We're going to go to the last story.
Media request in? Why didn't he just put a media request in and just get it?
Because he's an idiot. He wanted to show that he can do whatever he wants. I mean, this is the stupid case where there is a law in Indiana that says you have to be 25 feet when somebody, a police officer, says back up. And he told the cop, I am 25 feet. Well, the cop used his iPhone to measure, and he was 23 feet and got arrested.
Oh, no.
I am 25 feet. I'm not backing up anymore. Okay, I'll measure. You do that. Okay, you're going to jail.
You know, with the amount of like auditors with like exclusion zones and people with with ROs and stay away orders, you know, laser tape measures are a thing, and maybe y'all should get some. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, seriously, Indiana now has the law, I guess. Florida's getting the law. Louisiana's getting the law. There's going to be, I'm sure that Las Vegas will have the same law pretty soon. They've got a Republican governor. So if they're all getting the law, then the thing that saved Chille was there was no law. So that's why he won on appeal, was the judge basically said, there is no law, First Amendment, and giggled and went about her way.
Natural law, Everybody has a problem with California, right? But we like to codify things in California. We don't like to keep it up for interpretation and what does anybody else do? Nope, we'll codify it. It's a problem, we'll codify it. So that all they've done is produce problems that need to be codified. Right. They're slowly taking away everybody's rights because it was gray area.
And that's why one of the reasons why Ass Elmo's giving up and trying to clear his name, because his jig is up in Florida. Florida's is going to be cracking down, and it's, if you violate it, it's up to 30 days in jail.
Ooh, yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, they're serious about this crap now, and it's because idiots like Ass Elmo. And remember, before Chille went to jail, he was threatening I forget what town it was in Florida, that he was going to come there and he wasn't going to leave. He was going to be at the police station every day, and he was going to film everything that this one cop would do. And it was like, dude, now you've got a law saying you can't do that. So now he doesn't bring it up again.
Right. Well, he doesn't research anything first. He often gets the wrong town and like harasses some police chief that like in a wrong state. Like, you're asking too much. Yes. Lower your expectations, Jim.
Asking too much. We have one last Chille story for the night, then we're out of here.
Flashback, July 19th,
there you
2023.
Go. What
DeCastro promises to end fans GoFundMe. Jose Chille DeCastro went live on Tuesday with another in his sparsely attended Let's Watch Some Videos series, drawing concerning 236 total viewers out of his 222,000 subscribers to his live stream, which translates into
Wait, I didn't even realize it. Last year, he was only drawing 236. Last night, he was only drawing 261. He has almost 250,000 more subscribers now than he did then.
Wow. So it's either a dead subscriber base or a purchased subscriber base, or a combination of. Because it's not active.
Because his hardcores are between 230 and 260.
Right. That's pretty normal.
That's about as low as he goes. Now, first couple of days, he had higher numbers, but
expected. Expected.
Yeah. So Chevy and Gloria and all them, But let's go back to this to get his ass off the screen.
11% of his total possible viewers. Once on a path to achieve 250,000 viewers by the end of the month, which would fit his claim that his channel now draws 50,000 new subscribers a month, DeCastro's numbers for his main channel have fallen off significantly since July 4th, now averaging a little over 1,000 new subscribers a day, without increasing his viewership numbers for his live streams. Curiously, much like his average attendance to his live, his total viewership of recent live events has not increased, his current live stream drawing a little under 1.5% of his total possible viewership. DeCastro didn't address his declining viewership as he started his broadcast, focusing more on his appearance and greeting the same group of people who appear in his side chat with each live stream. DeCastro talked about his graying temples and thinning hair as a natural part of the aging process for the first few minutes of the live stream. The intended topic of the broadcast was to provide a critique of a months-old video created by Christopher Direct D. Ruff, DeCastro continuing his practice of using someone else's footage without permission and violating his own legal claims of how the practice, when others do it with videos taken from his channel, is against copyright law. The homeless YouTuber hit Direct D for creating a stressful situation in which he and his multiple camera people approached a single officer from all angles, resulting in the officer calling for backup from other police units. He then criticized Direct D for not showcasing the multiple video angles from footage taken by the other auditors on the scene, stating that he wanted to see the other angles in order to better understand the audit. Ultimately, DeCastro approved of Direct D as a fellow alpha male and stated that while Direct D doesn't understand what he's doing yet, he'd come around to the right way of auditing. DeCastro again failed to mention his recent court losses with substantial setbacks in Ohio and Las Vegas this week, and instead took the time to announce that his constitutional law scholar program would soon be launching, and he would be providing the opportunity to teach others how to obtain the fictional role of constitutional law scholar. The stream ended as DeCastro announced he would be holding another fundraiser on July 21st for the disabled Tacoma-based fan in search of a new wheelchair and Oricam visual assistant. DeCastro stated that Friday's fundraiser would be the last one for the fan, asserting that he would reach the goals with his viewers' money or end up paying the balance himself.
And there you go. I got through that whole thing without having to say Trujillo.
Trujillo.
Yes, you weren't around, so I had no one to ask how to pronounce. So I was just like, the fan, his fan, the fan, any fan, yes.
The plane.
The plane. Oh, God, Westboro. Wes is going to be an ASMR person.
Hey, I'm all for it.
Can you just imagine Floyd Wallace's ASMR?
No, because I could hear the spittle leaving his mouth and hitting the microphone, and I would lose my mind. I would be so grossed out, I wouldn't be able to sleep. It would be the antithesis of relaxing.
Oh, Floyd. He can't leave the country soon enough, because right now he's just boring and whiny.
I saw these really cool amateur fights the other day, and I thought that Wallace would be like a really, really good candidate for it, but I don't know how to pitch the idea to him. I have to think about it.
Well, apparently he's not doing well in the contestant search for that reality show, because he's sworn he's never going back to the Dominican Republic again. And the thing is set in Dominican Republic. So,
do you think he said that because he's not doing well in the interview and audition process, so then he just will swear off the entire country?
He might be, plus he's pissed off that hospital charged him twice. He was all pissed off about that. But I'm sure that hospital wasn't...
$43?
No, $400.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. $400.
Oh, it took a chunk of change from him. But I'm sure it was something Floyd did wrong, because he was having all these tests done. He paid money up front, but you know they're always going to get you with tests if you don't have insurance.
Right, right. Hmm.
Hey, Linda, want to hang out, surf the internet for obscene video games? Hey!
That does sound like a Wallace activity. That's right up his
Custer's
alley.
Revenge. Custer's Revenge. If you don't know that one, that was Atari of all things. Atari 2600. Oh, God. I remember hearing about that back in school. Oh,
I like
we
Montezuma's
dirty.
Revenge.
Well, this one was Custer's Revenge, where he came back from the dead to do things with Indian women or Native American women. It was horrific. Yes, and it was Atari, so it was big, blocky graphics. Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Yes, you can go look that one up, but oh god, yeah, that was the first.
Your weapon is your Oh god, and like 8-bit. This is bad.
This is pre 8-bit. This is Atari was 2-bit, so
2-bit.
This was
2-bit loser.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Why did that exist?
Because it was the late 70s, early 80s, and people wanted to do dirty things on their Atari 2600.
Right. That was a dumb question. Never. Moving on.
I mean, long before the legend of the nude patch for Lara Croft in the original Tomb Raider, people were.
When she had like triangle boobs.
Yes, back in that time. People were tearing apart the source code just to try to find this supposed nude code, and there wasn't one. But, dear God, Lara Croft, back in the day. I did see a cosplay once of a woman dressed as pixelated Lara Croft with a giant triangle boobs.
Now, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That was
an
great.
imaginative costume. Yeah.
Yes. And on that note, folks, we're going to get out of here. We've stimulated your mind. We've stimulated your body. And if we stimulate your soul, we'll probably be kicked off of YouTube. Well, that's what Wes is doing right now. He's reaching around and stimulating all of you in the chat room.
Oh, God.
So before Verbo can think about that one,